Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 48 of Bardic Quest, the show where a group of British trained actors tell fantastical improvised stories through the medium of Dungeons and Dragons. So before we begin, I'd like to say a big thank you to our friends over at Syrinscape for the amazing atmosphere and music that they provide and allow us to use as part of the show. So do check them out at Syrinscape.com. Highly recommend using them at your table, particularly if ambience and immersion is your thing. So yes, a big thank you to them for supporting the show. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. Last time, after having dealt with the Red Wizard Harmon Cost and having explored his library of research and journals, our heroes had discovered that he was looking for a vault of some kind in which was hidden a powerful tome that he spoke of, containing the details that all of Johann's organisation, the Brethren Vigilant, might need to thwart their enemies. They continued their studies and pondered upon the idea of visiting Agatha the Banshee, who Harmon Cost had suggested they visit, to try and gather some answers for where this vault may be located. Sister Gariel, who was accompanying our heroes, also told of the legend she had heard of Agatha the Banshee being able to answer pretty much any singular question that anyone might approach her with, provided, of course, that she did not attack them first. They collectively made the decision that perhaps the best course of action, from the guidance, of course, from Thorik's augury spell, that perhaps going to see Agatha was indeed the best step forward. So they camped overnight, were disturbed in the middle of the night by some now deceased livestock just seemingly plummeting from the sky, and deduced that perhaps the source of said livestock was in fact a dragon flying overhead. So we pick up the next morning after they have set off and are now making their way down the hills, heading north towards Neverwinter Wood. So, Johann, Thorik, you are now with Sister Gariel travelling down the hill. And parts of these hills that you're in at the moment look more akin to mountains. There are heaps of broken rock and craggy formations, shrouded in ivy and moss. Some areas of the terrain seem almost impassable, with sharp jutting points and perilous crevices. And today is cold, and the slightly higher altitude makes you open to the cold wind that seems to be making your cheeks a little numb. The good news is, however, that the day is dry, and for now at least, there is no fog and clear skies. As you're strolling down the hill, Sister Gariel is talking with you, Johann. Actually, first of all, in terms of marching order, where are you headed marching order-wise? What order are we travelling in?
Is it I mean, there's only three of us.
If it narrows, I think Thorik would probably put himself between any obvious sense of danger. If we have to go single file, I guess Thorik at the front. But apart from that,
You don't have to go single file. You can go single file if you like.
no, I mean, if there's space to walk three abreast, just walk three abreast, I
Three abreast.
guess.
Okay,
For
great.
now, until we hear other
Yeah.
things that might twig our interest.
Sure.
Yeah. Keep Sister Gariel in the middle.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So you're walking down the hill three abreast, and Sister Gariel strikes up conversation with you, Johann.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "So I've been wondering, Johann, what is it exactly that brings a man like you out to a frontier town like Phandelver? It seems an odd place to find a man of your, shall we say, principled leanings."
Johann allows himself a little chuckle. Principled leanings. That's definitely a new one. Well, I suppose the truth is I was out here wandering. It used to be that I'd spend months at a time tracking, hunting, and I'd find my target, I'd kill my target, and then I'd wait to receive orders from the order, and then orders from the order, and then I would carry on, and that's how it would be. And it wasn't until I got to Phandelver that things changed. I was on pursuit of a wizard who I heard had been taken up residence in Phandelver. And then it was just by random happenstance that I met a halfling, and then a dwarf, and this human woman. Quite an extraordinary band that I didn't think I would end up with. And it's been one extraordinary encounter after another. And this is where I happen to find myself at this moment. And I'm not entirely sure how or why this week feels like a year.
And a wizard, you say, in Phandelver? Did you find this wizard?
No, can't say I did. It's probably the first one of my targets I haven't found. But it was in the pursuit of him that I ended up in this company. Maybe one day I will find that wizard. Maybe I don't need to anymore.
Maybe. And how about you, Master Thorik? What has brought you up to, or down to Phandelver?
Well, I as a healer, I like to have busy hands. I don't really feel content when I'm not doing anything. And well, let's just say things around my home city were getting a little bit stagnant, a bit embedded in politics, if I dare say. And so leave to come and, well, help people, I guess. Put my hands where they're needed, and they definitely seem to be needed here.
But why Phandelver? Surely there are many places you could have gone to lend a helping hand?
I don't know, really. I was knocking from town to town, and very kind people offered me a bed for my services in villages as I passed my way down from the North Mountains. Ended up in Neverwinter for a time. There was plenty of plenty of people who needed me there, but I don't know. Maybe it was this Gundren. Maybe it was something about these people I've ended up coming with, these companions of mine. I don't know.
You know Gundren?
Well, not personally.
Oh, I see.
Thorik bristles at that a little bit. He's like, we don't all know each other.
Oh, no. I don't mean...
It's fine.
He's quite the character, though, isn't he?
Oh, aye, yeah.
How is he?
Have we not told her?
We'll get to it.
Thorik just gives it a full blow by blow. It's like, well, you see, over the next several minutes of traveling,
2 hours later.
So basically, after all that, we found that he wasn't there in Phandelver after we delivered the cart, and he appears to have gone missing. We found one of his companions, and now we're not really sure where he is, and he's probably in some terrible bother, probably being held by these red brands. It's all not going particularly well.
Have you I mean, I'm sure you have, but have you made any efforts to find him?
A little stung by that comment.
Yeah, Thorik bristles again. It's actually, maybe him being kind to the elf was a bit so yeah, well, actually, we've been trying quite hard, to be honest. It's been quite difficult. It's not like we haven't had a few road bumps in the road. It's been hard going. It's been quite hard going.
Forgive me, I meant no offense.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Fine. Just, you've really summed up the entirety of our exploits and kind of you're not really doing quite enough. But we're trying, okay? We're really trying.
I mean, we've almost died several times.
Oh, I get. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to offend. Has your search, have you found any clues as to where he is?
Is it me, or I feel I'm in a performance review?
So how do you think this went?
Did you achieve your objective?
I mean, we managed to find Sildar.
We found an amulet.
Aye.
We found some tracks, and we've been following his trail, but things keep happening, and
it's been hard.
It has been hard, yeah.
We don't really understand. We managed to get the Red Brands out of town for a time, who seem to be taking over Phandelver. You're aware of the Red Brands, I assume?
Unfortunately so, yes.
Right. So they've been causing us a lot of bother. Really, I mean, there's only 4 of us, and there's a lot of them. We found we've been trying to run them out of town, but I think we might be making a bit of headway with this, taking down this Harmon Koss was his name or something like that. This red brand, this red wizard. But there's still Glassstaff to contend with. And we know that there's some castle or some hideout somewhere in the woods, possibly. Unreliable goblin information. Between red brands and goblins, we don't really have excellent sources of information currently.
Yes, I think I would agree with you there.
Aye. So
you're searching for a castle now, is it?
I believe so.
Somewhere in the mountains or low hills, maybe. Apparently, where he might be held.
Wayne, do we know? Were we told? I can't remember. Were we told the direction, the rough location of this supposed new hideout that we've not found yet?
If I remember rightly, if I may interject, I believe we had a map and we were told a roundabout location where it might be, but we weren't entirely sure, and we were going to go have a look at it to see if it was that one.
Was this in the... It's not in... I know the woods are a very large expanse. Is it in the woods?
I believe that you were essentially told, it's been a while since that came up, but I believe from memory what you were told was essentially somewhere north of Phandelver.
Oh.
Was pretty much the limit. So that would suggest possibly in the woods, because the Neverwinter Wood is north of Phandelver, and as you say, it is quite an expanse.
It's above the tribal trail, isn't it?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think you were ever told anything more specific than that.
Okay.
And then there's this. We've heard this name mentioned once or twice, but there is an elusive figure mired in shadow called the Black Spider.
Right. Do you know anything about the Black Spider?
No, I'm afraid I don't. No, that doesn't spark any memories of hearing that name, I'm afraid. I've certainly heard the name Glassstaff a few times.
What about the castle?
No, I'm afraid not. There are many ruins in this region. They often blur from one into the next.
And we're no nearer to finding Glassstaff. Here we were thinking that one red wizard might be able to lead us to another.
I know there are dragons flying around as well.
Yes, that is...
Things are just getting absolutely peachy, aren't they?
We really should start charging.
Yes, it is somewhat concerning. But, I suppose Lady Luck has brought us together, and, I think your morals speak for themselves. Perhaps if you'd be willing to hear, I might have a proposition for you.
We're all ears at this point.
And as she says that, you see as you're walking down the hills, there's some rock formation in front of you, and there's some trees to your right. And from out of the trees step some quite hideous looking men, sort of grey-green skin, almost like goblins but bigger and more tusky. And they step from out of the trees, and one of them looks at you and he says, well, lads, we got ourselves some good ones here.
Being from the mountains and being a dwarf and having heritage of fighting for eons and eons and eons, certain people possibly of this nature, is Thorik familiar with what or who these people might be?
I think you can certainly give me just a general intelligence check, I think, with advantage on that one.
Ooh. That's 17.
Yes, absolutely, you do know. These are orcs.
Great.
And as you know about orcs, they have a like for the material things and are known for their banditry on many occasions. And they're stood, a good maybe 60 feet from you at this point.
How many?
4 of them. But there might be more in the trees, you're not sure.
But let's hear them out. We don't know what they want yet.
So
have you heard about the teachings of our Lord and Saviour?
The one that spoke previously, he goes, so, if you're out in these hills, I reckon you've got something valuable, ain't ya? You been mining? Looking for gold? Looking for jewels?
Do we look like miners to you?
He kind of looks round at his other orc mates. And he says, you been funny?
Evidently not.
Give us what you got or we'll beat the shit out of you.
Johann lets out a heavy sigh and slowly pulls his rapier out and just...
Thorik puts up a hand and just says, I'm sorry. Just 1 second. We were trying to have a conversation here. Walking down this road. Passing the time of day. And now you're what? Stepping out of the trees? Trying to shake us down for valuables? Like, do you have nothing better to do, lads? Do you have nothing better to do? Like, go do some mining yourself. Take up a craft, woodwork. Anything. What are you doing with your lives, honestly?
You tell him, Thorik. Can he roll a persuasion check, please?
I was just... You took the words right out of my mouth there, Ollie. Can you give me a persuasion check, please?
I don't have good charisma.
Even better. Even better.
That was a 7 on the die for a total of 6. So, as much as Thorik's trying to be reasonable, it probably just comes out to them with his, like, they probably don't understand his accent. I don't ken it, fucking I hate you. What are you doing here? God, just everything sounds a lot angrier than he's intending to, and is just gesticulating a lot.
There's just an awkward silence as the orcs, one of the orcs
Awkward.
just is kind of like there, just, hey. Yeah, one of the orcs is just looking up, kind of into the sky. You could see one of the other ones just like scratching the top of his head, and he goes, I don't understand half of what you just said, but if you don't give us your valuables, you will regret it. Give us everything.
Counter offer, walk away, or you won't be able to.
Ooh, I tell you what.
Sorry, he's better at threats. Go on.
No. I've got, well, we'll see. I'm pretty sure I've got, yeah. I've got some manticore claws. This was a bad idea, but I'm going to see it through. I approached the one doing the talking, and I go, do this.
Yeah.
Imagine something between a lion, about as tall as that tree, points to a very big tree, and about as wide as a carriage. Wings, claws. And you see this?
Yeah.
I killed it. And I took this thing from it. Imagine, if you can, what I can do to you and your friends if you don't let us pass.
Could you roll an intimidation check with advantage, please, because you got support there from Thorik.
Thank you. Intimidation's all right. That's an 8. Ooh, that's a 15.
Okay.
Thorik is just thumbing one of the scroll cases.
You see the kind of leader of them all just kind of look around at his mates, and then he looks at you, and then he just lets out the most cocky laugh in your face. He's like, this puny runt reckons he can kill something that big? You're having a laugh. Get him, boys. Let's roll for initiative, please.
Should have listened. Righto, that's an 8 from Johann.
8.
Evidently the orc gave him an aneurysm.
Natural 20 for a total of 21.
Oh,
Nice.
marvelous.
Okay, so we're going for a 21 total for Thorik. And I need to do Sister Gario. Okay, great. A 4 for her. Okay, and then the orcs are even worse at a 1, so you're lucky.
Ooh, thank God. Could do some assassinate.
Alright, so that means actually Thorik, you're up first. So they're a fair distance away from you at the moment.
60 feet, you say?
I believe so, yes. So it's going to take you, well, because you're a dwarf, it's going to take you more than 2 moves to get to one of them.
Cool. Thorik's gonna, if I may, just sort of shout to Johann. It's up to you whether you want to give him a good thumping, mate. But hope this helps either way. I'll follow your leads. And I'm gonna whip out the Scroll of Darkness.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And as I'm gonna walk 25 feet towards them, and I'm just gonna unfurl it and be like, right, have some of this.
Right.
And reading from the page, I would like to cast darkness, so it just envelops the orcs. How far away is Johann from the orcs?
So Johann, because you were walking 3 abreast, he was pretty much right where you were. So how far forward are you walking, just to be clear?
I'm walking 25 foot, my full movement,
right.
But Ollie said that he had moved up a bit closer to show them the manticore claws.
Oh, okay, sure. So in which case then we'll probably put Johann pretty much right where you are then.
Excellent.
Okay.
I will just center it on the middle of them. It's a 15-foot radius, so 30 foot from end to end sphere.
Sure.
Of like swirling, just mystical darkness that just
Nice.
completely obscures them.
So you see as this globe of pure black darkness, which looks incredibly strange in the middle of the day to see this just lack of light just in front of you. Now the thing about darkness, I don't know how familiar you are, Ollie, but the thing about darkness is no light can penetrate it beyond lower than 2nd level magical light.
Cool.
So anyone within the darkness or looking into the darkness can see nothing. So you now can't see. There is one of the orcs that's kind of on the outskirts, because they're not quite grouped up close enough together, because some of them are in the trees. But certainly 3 of them, you just can't see them at all. They're just in this black darkness at this point.
I can't see them and they can't see me.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
So there's just one who's basically about 20 feet to your right, still amongst the trees, kind of in the shade of the trees.
Can I hear them?
You can hear them, yes, but you just can't see the ones in that spherical darkness. Is there anything else you want to... I don't suppose you've got a bonus action or anything you can use, have you?
I mean, I have spiritual weapon, but it depends. I don't think I'll use it just yet. I'll see what Johann wants to do. Basically, I'm just sort of giving Johann the impetus. If he wants to run, we'll run. If he wants to fight, we'll fight.
Nah. Gave him a chance. Gave him 2 chances, in fact.
2?
You know,
Indeed.
should have gone home and rethought their lives.
I don't want to sell you death.
Yeah.
All right. Then, in which case, then Johann, you're actually up.
Right. This is tricky.
So you have, as I say, about 20, 30 feet nearby, basically, someone that you could get into melee range with one move to your right.
Okay, I presume I can hear them go.
3 more that are in the darkness, yeah, just kind of losing their shit.
Okay, so I follow the noise with my ultimate skulkiness, which presumably is pretty simple because I'm enveloped in darkness and I'm not saying anything.
You're stepping into the darkness?
if he's quite close to me, then I'm already enveloped in the darkness, am I not? Because it's a 15-foot radius from him.
No, you weren't
next
quite
to me.
Yeah, you're next to Thorik, so you weren't quite close enough to be in the darkness. So Thorik's kind of thrown the darkness out around the orcs. So there's probably maybe 10, 15 feet between you and the start of the darkness from where you are right now.
Okay,
You can see around you, you just can't see the orcs that are in that globe.
I'd run towards the noise then.
Okay.
I feel like doing some shadow assassinations. I wanna. Probably not the best idea.
I mean, mechanically speaking, it's going to be pretty much impossible for you to target much because you can't see anything. You can go with the noise, of course, but you're going to be really not able to target much at all.
And there's one that isn't in the darkness.
There is one that isn't in the darkness. Yeah. You can get to him. You can get to melee range with him with one move action.
Sweet. I'll do just that then.
Okay, great. All right, so you charge towards this orc who's just kind of watched this darkness envelop his colleagues, if that's the right word.
Colleagues.
Colleagues. And just, so he's just kind of like, what the hell is going on? And he just sees you charging towards him. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to attempt to... I've got my rapier, take out another dagger. I'm going to attempt a 2-weapon sweep at his midriff, and then end up try and do it in a great arc.
Sure.
That severs and spills.
Okay, great. So if you could roll to hit on the rapier first of all.
Indeed. It's a natural one.
Oh, okay. So you charge in, and in your rush to get to him, you just ever so slightly just misjudge the distance that you have to kind of hurl at him with your rapier, and he barely has to sidestep at all. If he didn't make a slight move, you would have hit a glancing blow on him, but it was just too far off, too wide. But you do have the attack with the dagger, so roll to hit for that for me.
I do. Okay. Not my day. That's an 18.
18, okay, much better. So you miss with the rapier, but you try and see an opening, and you can kind of see this orc very much bracing himself to take some attacks from you, and you just stab at him, and you see him try to block, but you just manage to get he's not quite quick enough with the block, and you just manage to just nick his side with your dagger. So could you roll for damage for me, please?
Of course. Bear with me just a second. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe assassinate might benefit me, but it does not, because I've already hit him. So I'm going to go with the D4, and I don't get a bonus modifier because it's 2-weapon fighting. That's 1.
No.
1 damage.
So I give him a paper cut.
Yep, tiny little paper cut. That's fine. Okay, so you just kind of nick his side, and he kind of lets out a bit of a at you, kind of like you almost see like breath kind of snorting out of his nose.
Good.
And he's ready to, he hopes, beat the shit out of you.
He lets out kill the manticore.
We do have Sister Gariel, however.
Please do better.
The MVP.
And
I could almost like look towards her and be like,
you see Sister Gariel. She just takes out a tiny little bottle of like a clear substance, and she just unscrews the cap and just douses some on her fingers, and she just flicks this liquid into the air. And you see that the water that she flicks from her fingers, it scatters into a sparkling light that drifts against the wind towards you both. It kind of separates towards you both as she blesses you.
"Aw."
Which mechanically speaking, means that whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, which lasts for a minute, you get to roll a d4 and add the number rolled to your attack roll or saving throw.
Very nice.
Okay, and she stays where she is. She just kind of is observing at this point, and kind of staying out of the fray. So that's her. So, Johann, you're now engaged with this one orc who is pretty peed off with you right now. You see him kind of brace himself, and he just swings at you with his great axe that he is wielding. And that's going to be 10 against your AC. So he swings at you, but you completely see it coming and just kind of sidestep that, much in the way that he sidestepped your rapier strike. So you're almost doing like this dance between the two of you at this point.
It's very choreographed.
And that's probably it for him, because he's engaged with you at this point. So not engaged to you, importantly, engaged with you.
Consent is king.
Yes, indeed. So
Please, Thorik.
So we're going to move to these other orcs that just are in a frenzy in this darkness. And you do see, Thorik, you do see one of them just kind of, just seemingly, they must be just running in any direction they can to try and escape this. And you see one of them head just out in front of you, just to your left, kind of runs out of the darkness. And then you can just hear the cacophony of confused orcs in the remaining darkness. But you've just had one just kind of manage to escape out of the darkness. He's just running in any different direction. And just as he runs out, you do see him kind of look around, and then he clocks you further up the hill, and he just kind of turns to face you. But that's the orcs' turn this round, because they're just confused as hell right now. So that brings us to the top of the round then. So Thorik, what would you like to do?
To the one that came out of the darkness, I'm just going to like clash my warhammer against my shield and just be like, the gods are angry, my friend. Cast their darkness upon you, and once touched, it will destroy you. And then I'm just going to start in Dwarvish. It's going to sound like curses, but I'm just reciting my father's honeyed mead recipe. Just like, take yeast and add it to the freshest heather honey from the mountains of Mirabar. But in Dwarvish, it's like, Rash kakui dornach bar teshnar. And I'm just like bearing down on him. I'm just going to rush in and just smack him with my warhammer.
Nice. Okay, roll to hit them for me, please.
Oh, it's 19 on the dot. No, go away. That'll be a 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Not only do you hit him, but you strike him verily. Straight in the chest with your warhammer, and you just see his armor just kind of buckle under the hit. Roll for damage for me, please.
That'll be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice, sir. Nice. Okay, and you just kind of see him kind of like his chest, and you just knock the wind right out of him, and he kind of stumbles backwards, and looks pretty shocked at the hit that he's just taken from such a tiny, tiny dwarf. Of course, in his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And how far away is my dear Johann?
Oh, I mean, you're kind of heading off in different directions now, so he's probably a good 60, maybe more, maybe 70 feet from you. Certainly, it would take you certainly 3 move actions to get to him if you wanted to.
Is he within range for me to cast a 60-foot spiritual weapon next to him, so it's in support, or not quite?
Yeah, he's just about in range. Just
Fabulous.
About in range.
So in which case I'm going to just snap my fingers and just almost like mime drawing a second warhammer into his hand, and then pointing. And as he does, this spiritual warhammer kind of like appears from behind his back, and just goes spinning into the air, landing next to Johann. And with its casting, it's just going to crack the other orc across the head.
Nice. So you summon your spiritual weapon, it hurls across the hill towards Johann and just smacks this orc around the head. Can you roll to hit for me, please?
I can indeed. What are you doing? So it's my attack bonus. That's a 15 to hit.
Ooh, that'll certainly do it. So the orc, just taken completely by surprise, just gets knocked round the face with this spiritual weapon.
Excellent. Oh, and that's max damage for 10.
Oh, nice. Nice indeed. So, Johann, you just see this spiritual warhammer just come in front of your face and just knock this orc for 6. And you can just see this orc getting more and more aggravated as it just seems to be taking hit after hit. Not very happy at all. So you're actually up next then, Johann.
Okay then. Thank you, Thorik. I will.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna attempt to. I'm gonna attempt a similar thing. So I'm gonna strike him again with my rapier. Basically, what I'm hoping is that he steps out, then I can whip my rapier up across the back of his knees, so that he collapses or dies. One or the other.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Roll to hit for me then, please.
Better work. That was a 2. So that'll be a 7.
Oh, okay. So he's just taken a few hits, and you see him. Oh, you do have bless, actually.
I do have bless. That's true.
You do have bless.
So I can add a D. Well, it won't make. Well,
I don't know if it will make a difference.
It won't make a difference. But hang on. Will assassinate help me with that?
Oh, that's true. You didn't do your assassination stuff on the orc the first round.
No, yeah. Well, because I already hit him. I didn't need advantage because I hit him on the first try.
But did you get? Oh no, because you didn't have advantage on it, did you? So you didn't get sneak.
But I can take advantage now. Roll again because he hasn't had his turn yet. Oh no, he hasn't taken a turn in combat yet, but he's already had a turn.
He has now. He has now.
Yeah, so I can't do that anyway. I'll have to just.
But do you get sneak attack damage if they haven't taken a turn?
No, sneak attack is for when they are within 6 feet of.
Right, and it's your assassinate that's if they don't get a turn, right?
That's right.
Okay, and assassinate gives you advantage on the to hit roll.
It does.
And sneak attack gives you the extra damage, right?
That's right.
Okay, great. We don't need to retcon anything then. That's fine.
No. I'm just gonna pay. I'm trying to give him with my dagger. I'm gonna try and give him another paper cut right in the webbing of his hands.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm in a bad
the fingers.
Just right there.
The worst place.
Exactly. He's sucking his thumb for a week, unless he dies. Oh God, that's a 3.
Oh no. So you miss with the first strike, and he sees you kind of winding up to do a second, and he just sidesteps you. Again, this dance is getting rather beautiful to watch from Thorik's perspective.
Not landing a single blow.
If our lives weren't in danger, this would almost be beautiful.
The embarrassment hurts more than physical pain for Johann at the moment. Because he knows that Thorik's watching and Tiscariel's watching, so it's just kind of like, I should not have got up this morning. Should have stayed in my bedroll.
You hear Sister Gariel call from behind you. She says, "I'll get him, Johann!" And so you see her. She utters some incantation of some kind, and then you just see her kind of point towards this orc, and you see what looks like flame erupt around this orc, but no heat seems to come from it. It seems to be much more of like a divine energy about it. So this is going to be Sacred Flame. So it needs to take a dexterity saving throw, which it fails. And so that's going to be 1d8 radiant damage. So you see this orc erupt in this heatless flame, and as he does so, what remains, he just drops to the floor, absolutely, just kind of surrounded by this divine energy. So now, Johann, you're free to move where you will on your next turn, now that you're not engaged with this orc that Sister Gariel's just dropped. However, we do still have other orcs to deal with.
These got to be the luckiest orcs. Well, with regards to me, anyway.
Right. So we'll deal with the one engaged with you, Thorik, I think, first of all, shall we?
Right.
He's just going to take his great axe and just swing it straight at you. And that's going to be 15 against your AC.
I'm afraid not. Shield just like takes the weight of it, just throws him off.
Nice. He's probably done then in that case, because he's not going to move anywhere, because it's going to be attack.
Oh, he's done.
Opportunity at this point. So, Johann, from out of the darkness to the south of where you are, you see one of the orcs emerge from the darkness, and he's actually charging directly towards you, and swings his great axe at you. And that's going to be 15 against your AC, sir.
That's going to hit.
Okay. So he just takes a lucky shot at you. And that's then going to be... Oh, no, wrong dice. That's going to be 11 slashing damage against you, sir.
God.
He just hits an almighty strike, and you just kind of gash a massive gash across your side as he just slices through some of your armor. We do have the other orc, which does emerge from the darkness, and is actually running up the hill towards Sister Gariel.
Oh shit.
But can't quite get to her. Oh no, actually no, he could dash to her, so he's going to dash towards her. So he's now in melee range with her, but doesn't have any actions left to attack. So everybody is engaged with an orc right now.
Great. Dearly beloved, you are here today.
So Thorik, you're up, top of the round.
Seeing that orc like blast past and go towards Gara, be like, right. Fine. I'm going to take another swing at the orc I'm currently engaged with.
Congratulations!
Congratulations. Where are all my D4s?
Can we all just send our congratulations to Thorik in the chat, please?
Congratulations. Wedding bells. Congratulations, Thorik. Well,
What went on in the darkness? We don't know.
That's at least a 16. I can't find any D4s for some reason.
What is it that you're trying to do?
Hit an orc in the
With
face.
a warhammer.
With a warhammer.
Okay.
I love his tiff so soon into the engagement.
So,
I think it's going to be an early divorce as well.
A 16 will certainly hit as you strike him round the face.
If this proves anything, everyone, it's that love can bloom even in the darkest of places.
Yes, it can. And that's 9 points of damage to the face.
Okay, and you just swing with this warhammer, and you just catch him right on the bottom of the jaw, and he just flings backwards and just drops in front of you.
Excellent. I don't even blink. I just turn around and run my full movement back towards Gariel and say, "Hey, when you pick on someone half your size."
So you're running towards Gariel.
Yep. And I'm also just gonna flick my fingers at the warhammer, the magic weapon.
Spiritual one, yeah.
Spiritual weapon. Thank you. Next to Johann, and it's just gonna move around the side and just crack the orc across the back of the head.
Okay, roll to hit that one for me then, please.
Okay, that's a 22.
Oh, that will certainly strike him.
And 6 points of force damage.
Okay, that's obviously not going to be enough to quite take him out. But
we've set the stage for the sneaky boy.
6, did you say?
6.
6 points. 6.
This week on Botched.
Okay, you're liking the face strikes at the moment, aren't you, Thorik?
I think so. It's just
simple but effective.
Aye, just anything I can reach at that stage.
So once again, Johann, you see the now fresh orc that you're dealing with get struck around the face with this glowing magical weapon in front of you. Which I don't know how that makes Johann feel, to be fair, but
low, quite low.
You've been blessed. There's magic near you.
It's not his best day. I think Johann takes a moment to realize, right, I'm being too flashy. I'm being too flashy with my moves. I'm being too pusher. So I'm just going to keep this simple. I'm going to stab him in the chest. Just go for a lunge. Nothing ostentatious. Just meat and potatoes. Straight, good old stab to the chest and see if that works.
Let's see.
I'm going to try a different dice this time. There. Ooh! 14 plus 5 is 19!
Oh, that's certainly hit. So you pierce through his armor. Let's see if you manage to hit any vital organs, shall we?
Stab me victuals. Let's go. That's not D8. Where's my D8? There it is. Right. It's my D8 plus 3. Am I close enough to Thorik to warrant a sneak attack damage?
No, Thorik's way away from you at this point. He's heading towards Sister Gariel.
Is Sister Gariel near me?
Sister Gariel is probably about 30 feet from you.
Damn it.
My hammer's next to him, but I don't know if that counts.
No, I don't think we'll count that one.
A bit early for philosophy.
The hammer within us all.
It is hammer time, in fact. So, 2 plus 3 damage. 5 damage.
Okay, not enough to hit him in a vital organ, I'm afraid, but enough to really piss him off.
Cool. I'm really good at that today.
Although you've got your dagger still.
That's true.
Two weapon fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so having been stabbed, but not. Okay.
He just kind of, even though you have your rapier quite literally in him. He kind of does a what's he called in Lord of the Ring? The Urukai.
Lurtz.
Stabs. Lurtz, that's it. I thought it was Lurtz. Yeah, he kind of does that and just kind of growls at you, even though he's got a blade in him.
This is completely not to do with anything, but my partner once said, "What's that orc called again? Is it shakalaka?" It just killed me. There's a little anecdote.
I am officially naming this orc Shakalaka.
Boom, boom, shakalaka, boom, boom. Let's do it. That's a 10 plus 5, 15. Does that hit?
It hits.
Right. Okay. So no modifiers, so just a straight D4. Another 1.
You don't get any extras for that, though, do you?
No, I don't, because it's 2 weapon fighting. Oh, God. Let me just reread the rules of sneak attack.
But you won't get sneak attack either. 'cause
No,
you've
I
got
know.
advantage, so,
Not unless you
so,
have advantage.
you
So
stab your rapier into him. He
Yeah.
growls at you. You pull it out, and you kind of attempt an equivalent to Aragorn and try and decapitate him with your dagger. But you just kind of nick his cheek, and there's just like a cut across his face. Not quite as effective as I think you were hoping for.
You will remember me.
And Shakalaka just growls at you once again. So we're now on Sister Gariel, who is now very much engaged with this orc that's just ran up the hill to take her on.
Don't do it.
Don't you do it.
Don't you do it.
I'ma do it.
Bad form.
Interesting. Okay. So what she does is you see her kind of, as this orc is running towards her, she kind of reaches out to something. You're not quite sure what she's grasping hold of, but you do see a sort of glowy haze surround her, and she's going to cast Sanctuary on herself. And you see her kind of surrounded by this divine glow. And that's probably all she's going to do for now, because she's engaged, so if she tries to run away, she's going to get an attack of opportunity against her, I suppose. Unless she actually... Do you know what? No, she's going to stay put for now. Yeah, she's going to stay put for now. So, that then brings us to the orcs. So, we have the orc engaged with Sister Gariel, who's going to swing his great axe at her. And that's definitely going to hit her. Which is not good. And, oh, crap. Okay. Oh, no, actually, he needs to make a wisdom saving throw first, because she's just cast Sanctuary. What a douche. Which he fails. So with Sanctuary, he has to pick another target for an attack, but there is no target, so he loses the attack. That action is just null and void. So he strikes towards her, and this divine energy, you just kind of see it almost like flash in front of him, and he's kind of a bit stupefied by the whole thing. So that then brings us to the orc engaged with you, Johann, who you've just tried to stab his vitals. He's going to swing his great axe at you, and that's going to be a 22 against your AC. So I'm assuming that's going to hit you.
That'll nick me.
Yeah. So that's going to be a holy moly 14 slashing damage against you.
And I am prone.
Holy shiitake mushrooms.
Indeed.
Okay, so you're down.
That's just, something. Not again.
And the orc immediately just steps over you. You hear him growl, and he charges towards Sister Gariel.
Hello?
Well, from where
No, it's totally
from
fine.
where you are, you're the more armored of the two, I think. So they're probably just thinking, take the weak ones. Not you, Johann, of course.
No, it's cool. I'm unconscious at this point.
But I think it makes more sense for them to charge towards Sister Gariel at this point and deal with her first. Not that they're that clever orcs, but Thorik, you're actually up. So you still would need to move to get in with one of these orcs. You've got one of them. The leftmost orc from where you are is pretty weakened and beaten up by Johann. And then you have the other orc, which is as yet untouched.
Cool. Can I reach either of them?
Yes, you can get within range of them, absolutely.
I am going to the orc that was that hit Johann and moved his full movement.
Yes,
which
he's
I
now
assume is
engaged with
30.
Sister Gariel as well, yeah.
Right. My spiritual weapon, I won't be able to get it into range because that only moves 20 feet.
Ooh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run, and as I'm going, just whisper into my knuckle rings in Dwarvish, spare him, I still have need of him, and I'm going to use Healing Word on Johann. As I'm running from 60 feet away, it's a bonus action.
Nice.
Thanks.
Which you just come to. Thank you. 4, 5. He gets healed for 11 HP.
Nice.
Yay.
Not bad.
Thanks.
Life cleric, baby.
Yay. I'm alive again.
For our second Lord of the Rings reference of the episode, running towards the one who is running towards the one that's already wounded. You know that bit in actually the same scene where Boromir just sprints and just takes out an Uruk-hai at the legs?
Yes.
That's what I'm intending to do. Just as he's running, I just want to catch him and just, no, you don't! Just take him out.
Nice. Go for it.
Come on. Okay, I'm going to need that D4. Plus 4. Okay, so that's plus 8, 9 plus 8. 17 to hit.
17, that'll do it.
Thank you
So
for
you
the blessing.
sweep him at the legs. Let's see the damage.
4 points of damage?
Just enough to take him out. How are you finishing him?
Just that. I just sweep him at the feet, and he just like stacks it, and he has too much momentum. Maybe just kind of just fetches up against Sister Gariel's legs and dies.
Nice. So
I'm just gonna shout, "Get up, Johann! Get up! 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 Sleepy time's over. Get up!"
Like a teenager who's been dragged out of bed. Just kind of like,
yeah.
right.
So, really, I believe... I do need to read this rule up because this comes up all the time. I believe you have to use your move action to get up, is that right?
It's half your movement.
Half your movement, okay. So, from where you are then, Johann, to actually get into melee range, you are going to have to... you would have to dash to get into melee range. I don't know if you have much in the way of ranged attacks, but certainly... You're not going to be able to... If you get into melee range, you're not going to be able to attack unless you've got a bonus action that allows you to do so.
I won't dash, but I'll certainly move my fall, so 15 feet towards Sister Gariel.
Sure.
And attempt Lucky Dagger. And whoosh! Dagger throw.
Oh, nice. Okay, sure. Roll to hit for me then, please.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, Johann kissing his dagger is such big rogue energy, surely. Come on.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I just need the luck today. Okay, that's 11 plus 5 is 16. Does it hit?
It certainly does, sir. Now, this orc is untouched, so it's unlikely to kill the orc outright, but still.
Ally within 5 feet. Ally within 5 feet.
Can you sneak attack and
So it's not
weapon?
you either to get sneak attack. You either have to have advantage, or there has to be an ally of yours within 5 feet. If Sister Gariel is within, actually no, it's thrown.
I was going to say,
yeah, I don't think
it is a finesse weapon, but it's thrown.
I don't know if that counts because is it within 5 feet? Is it an ally within 5 feet of you?
Another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it.
Of the target. Let's go with it. Let's
Okay.
go with
Consult
it.
the Book of Hands.
Consult the Book of Hands.
The Book of Hands said yes.
Okay, so that's 1d4 plus 3, which is 1 plus 3, which is 4, and 2d6.
Oh.
Come on. I'm aiming for his eye.
Nice. Come on.
That is a 6 and a 1, so 7 plus 4 is 11.
11. You throw the dagger, aiming for its eye, and you don't quite catch it in the eye. The dagger just falls, and it just kind of embeds itself into his shoulder. Unfortunately, not enough to take him out, but he's very weak. One good hit should do it.
Thorik! Finish it!
So we now have Sister Gariel, who.
Give him the chair.
What, you want her to finish him?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So
Let's corrupt her.
Sister Gariel, once again, you see her utter her incantation and sacred flame, and you see the flames erupt around this creature, but unfortunately the creature just steps out of the way of the sacred flames unharmed. So that means then the orc is up. Now he is engaged with both Sister Gariel and Thorik. Now I imagine at this point now, Thorik is very much the bigger threat. So he's going to swing his great axe. In fact, no. How much hit points has he got on? No, do you know what? He's actually you're gonna see him kind of weigh up his options. You can see Johann running towards him. All of his friends are dead. Sister Gariel protected by divine magical energy, and you with the massive warhammer, Thorik. He actually turns and legs it. So if you want to take an attack of opportunity, Thorik, now would be the time.
Yeah, a non-lethal.
All right.
If I may.
Yeah, you certainly may.
Who knows? This could be a source of information he's considering, and he's just kind of tempering himself to calm. You're fine. 4 again. 2, 9, 15 on the money.
That will hit.
That'll be 8 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage. I just bonk it.
Just on the top of the head. Dunk. It just drops. Great. So yeah, so you just do an upward overhead swing and dunk, like whack-a-mole. Just on
the that cannon, Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. And
out like a light.
He just drops to the floor. Yeah. So what are you doing?
Okay.
Immediately?
Before we do anything, I sort of half walk, half run past Sister Gariel and Thorik. Excuse me. Like walk over to him. Turn him over. Is he conscious, this orc?
He is unconscious.
Okay. So I try to slap him awake. Is he awake now?
He's awake.
Okay.
Yes.
And I just start punching. I'm just punching.
I just drag him off. I'm just like, whoa. Just come on now. Okay.
I needed that. All right, I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm fine.
Big man. You're all right. It's okay. Just give him like a little pat and just, you're fine.
Okay, I'm all right. I needed that. Just one more.
No. Hang on. Right, give me a second.
All right, you talk to him. I need a moment.
Out of interest, Johann, what are you doing about your dagger embedded into his shoulder?
Oh yeah, I pull it out.
And he lets out a scream.
Give me that.
Thorik plugs the wound with a finger. Right.
I'm taking this. Actually, I'm composing myself. I'm just going.
Glass staff and the black spider. Ever heard of him?
No.
Are you lying to me?
No.
Do I get the impression that he's not being forthcoming?
Give me an insight check, please.
Oh, okay. Okay, nice roll. It's a dirty 20.
Oh, you actually get the impression he's being completely honest with you, actually.
Great. Okay, that's fine. Just still got my finger plugging the wound.
Before we, because I'm aware we're going long on this episode, so before we get into full interrogation mode, shall we bring this episode to a close and pick it up next week? Yes, let's do that. So, what a great combat that was. Thank you very much for tuning in this week. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, rating, review on your podcatcher of choice, and we will catch you for Interrogation Funsies next week.